I'm doing well. How are you?
Living the dream. I'm thankful for the little breaks of sunshine we've had lately. Understand storms are coming.
Oh,
You
they
ever,
are?
you ever have storms are coming.
Nice.
You've got that going on Thursday, Friday. You ever have a house like struck by lightning? Have you ever had because I know that they have like unusual commercials of different unusual things that have stemmed from having to file a insurance claim.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had to do a house that caught fire like from a bolt of lightning?
We haven't had that directly, but we've had different type of lightning losses.
Okay.
We've had lightning striking and damaging the well pump in most cases. That's a very common one. That happens
Because
a
of
lot.
metal?
I would assume so. It
Or
just
water,
what it does
or-
is somehow fries out the pump and it needs to be replaced, and that is a covered peril on most policies, if not, well, I won't say all policies.
A covered
Most-
peril.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
exactly what it was. Exactly what I said.
A covered peril.
So a peril is a type of loss. So a peril
Okay.
is fire, lightning, windstorm or hail, fire. I already said fire, explosion, vandalism, theft, aircraft, vehicles, volcanic eruption, which is my personal favorite. Riot or civil commotion. And those are perils. And actually, you bring me to a pretty decent little conversation here. I think we've talked about this in the past with homeowner policies in particular. A homeowner policy, there's an HO1, which is a basic form. HO2 is a broad form. HO3 is a special form. HO4 is a renter's or tenant insurance form.
And H2O is water.
Exactly. And HO5 is a special form. HO6 is a condominium form. And an HO8 is an older home form. So there you go.
What? I was wondering if that was going to ever end. The H97 explains don't build your well on top of a volcano.
What these forms are they lay out what is or is not covered by your homeowner policy.
Okay.
And what I always like to tell people when I'm quoting them or having a discussion about homeowners is I'll say, okay, well, ask 5 of your friends, hey, what homeowner form do you have? And of course, they'll have a befuddled look on their face. Mm-hmm. They'll have no idea what you're talking about. They'll have to get out and dust off the policy that's been in a file since they got the policy. And they could very obviously see which one they have. It would tell them very quickly whether it's 1, 2, 3, 5, or 8. 8's very, very uncommon. 1 is not all that common. The higher the number up to 5, if you will, typically the better the coverage. So an HO1, a basic form, very few people have it, but there are properties that's the best you can do. Maybe an off-grid property or a property without central thermostatically controlled heat that does not require human intervention. And then the most common policy form would be a Form 3, and that's what probably 5 of your friends would tell you they have if they were to pull their policies out.
So if I had T-shirts made, I'd be all the rage if I walked around with I have an HO5.
I would say HO5.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'll be honest with you. That's what I have.
Walk
Let's
around
talk
with my
about-
nose stuck up in the air. I have an
I
HO5.
have an HO5.
What do you have?
myself.
Oh, an
What do you have?
HO3? Oh,
You're superior.
peasant.
The biggest difference between the two of them, and I'll tell you that 99.999% of the people have the Form 3 if their home qualifies. The Form 5 and Form 3 differ in one way. And here we go. Here's how I'll explain it. A Form 3 says sudden and accidental loss to your home subject to your exclusions is covered. Home, dwelling structures, that type of thing. But your your personal property is limited to broad form perils, specifically named versus being only subject to exclusions. That's a Form 3. A Form 5 says, look, your home, dwellings and your personal property are subject to what we call sudden and accidental loss subject to exclusion. So it gives you more coverage on your personal property. Easiest example, and I've given this one before, is my son is a great example. 2.5-year-old boy starting to figure out, hey, I can throw things. Got my TV, beautiful TV, love it, on the wall. He decides to throw that Matchbox car, ping, damages the screen. A Form 3, not covered.
HO5?
Covered!
Dude!
Subject to deductible, but maybe you're one of those folks that went out and bought that ultra high definition 4K television that's curved. That's a couple $1,000s in many cases. If you have a $500 deductible, I'm pretty sure you'd claim that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I have an HO3 right now and I want to upgrade, is that something that's easy to do?
It is, as long as not every carrier offers it. Full disclosure, there are some companies out there that do not offer it. I've got one carrier that while they do not offer that specific policy form, they have an endorsement that basically does the same thing. But not everyone does it, but there's only a $20 to $40 to $50 price difference between the two.
Okay.
Kind of a no-brainer.
This is the only show that you and I have done together where I think subtitles probably would have helped me a great deal. I'm going to have to review this show later on YouTube and go, what were we talking about?
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of times when I really get into the nuts and bolts of policy discussions,
yeah, you're out there, bro.
I stop at some point saying, I promise I'm not making this up as I go along. This is truly how this industry works.
If you would like to know more about it in layman's terms, always willing to sit down and chat with you.
And if I had 25 more minutes, I'd give you layman's terms, but I don't.
No. Give them the number and the way to contact you by checking out stuff online.
Sure. You can check us out on our website at thebarrettagency.com. You can give us a call at 748-5224. Visit our physical location, 309 Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. Google+, YouTube, and Facebook is Barrett Insurance Agency.
All right, buddy. Thanks for stopping by.
Have a great week.
Look forward to seeing you for another Good Policies with Mike Barrett from Barrett Insurance Agency next Wednesday.
Awesome.